it's when your degree goes up your bum crack that you start feeling entitled and saying, as in, I want this job, I deserve.
You were doing so well as a motivational
No, because the thing is,
And
bro,
then
somebody has to say this to someone because it's entitlement to qualified. Granted, yes. But then what are you doing with what you have? You know what I'm saying? The Bible says faith without works is dead. So ngiyakuzwa ukuthi ugraduate mara kunama graduates athengisa amagwinya at the robots.
I remember I made a video about this CweCwe case. And I said, you know, what I'm glad about with this case is that it is of national and even international interest. So everybody's watching what's happening. Everybody knows about it. So everybody's waiting to see what exactly is the South African justice system going to do about this case.
All right. It's up close and we got Tadeus in the house.
Okay.
We're drinking in the cups and we're filling it up.
Okay.
We're going out to Piano Hub. We might drink some Kabza's house.
Imagine the people in parliament were holding a whole conversation about MacG and Monaka and Minnie Dlamini's whole saga, but they've never sat down to talk about CweCwe.
Hey, yo, what's good, everybody? And welcome back to another episode of the podcast. Beep, 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 beep. Yes, we're back again. It's another Monday. By the way, I want to tell someone something. You at home are beautiful. Thank you for subscribing. Make sure you click on the subscribe button. Ushare it mama. Iheline is ovuga. Come on, Prince Wakatuwe aka Pdjokes. The brother doesn't choke. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mr. Kanjani Bru himself. GFC. Mangazi, it's God's favorite child, and that's on per child. I'm having one. I'm not there. But apparently it's long somewhere in the streets. They said,
Allegedly.
Please introduce
how you alleged such a nice compliment?
No. I don't do those things. I'm a child of God. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm the one and only independent variable, your mama's favorite boyfriend and your girlfriend's baby daddy. It's your boy Desley. Hi, guys.
Hi, Des.
Hi everybody, it's Palesalegodi aka Sister Ravana aka DJ CweCwe's.
It's about time.
Welcome back, guys. We have a special guest in the stew with us, and
This guy says,
we love him. Even when he was talking about the intestine on TikTok. How about Zol? Please introduce yourself to the Up Close family.
Hello.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for today's Also, I know, right? Are you related to Namzam?
No, we're not related.
You're not?
Oh, your voice.
Thank you.
No, if voice is very high.
No. There's something wrong. No.
Like you're jealous, even anyway.
What about Chama producer Aruna?
Mang.
Mang.
How are you, Madol?
I'm doing very well, thanks. How are you?
I'm cold, but I'm good.
Hearted or just temperature?
I'm not cold, hearted.
You got the biggest hoodie on right now. How are you?
And she does.
Guys, get banned. It's winter alert.
Not
Is
yet
it winter yet?
It's autumn, my brother.
Autumn nyama.
Yes. Know your seasons, man. When do you think winter starts?
Some winter, spring, but still no get banned. Okay, if it's cold now, like this. Oh, winter's about to be
June, July,
bitch.
you winter.
Winter's gonna be nice.
Anyway, I think we disturbed you while you were introducing yourself. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Huh?
Do you have an intro?
I don't have an intro.
Come on, man.
Just come up with something.
yes.
Like, come up with
Okay,
something
but
like.
right now.
Think of something now, like maybe
Yeah.
almost 6 words. Yeah.
Yeah, just a young.
I'm Tadeus Mbata.
Oh,
Describe
kid in
yourself
the
in
block.
adjectives, man.
I'm Tadeus Mbata, the coolest kid in the block.
Per.
See, that's
One on
something.
one.
Per.
What?
One on one.
Per.
Okay. Tell us we can do pay some money.
That's
You don't need
You
a
lost me
calculator, man.
one-on-one.
Huh?
You don't need a calculator. You can do pay, man.
One on one.
Okay, I think you should work on it.
Yeah,
By
we
the time the
should.
episode drops, you should have a.
We should.
I agree. We'll circle back.
Okay, yes, let's circle back to it. Maybe I'll think of something.
He's a lot of things. He's
Yes.
an actor. Execute Asikolap Mara.
Oh, God.
Also a comedian, also a dancer, and surprisingly, not surprised because I know this, he's a musician as well. Usinger in Tonga we born.
Yes. Yes. I feel like we should start a group.
Des plays guitar actually.
Yes.
Mara Dezu ya rap amos.
Yeah, rap. Oh, actually.
Don't lie, me, I
Yes.
cook me.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, rap with Des.
Des rap something. Let's see.
Do you want a beat?
Yeah. Okay. All right. It's up close, and we got Tadeus in the house.
Okay.
We're drinking in the cups, and we're filling it up.
Okay.
We're going out to Piano Hub. Maybe we might drink some Kabza's house.
Oh.
Damn.
I really want to go to Piano Hub.
Okay. I see that.
I really want to go to
Are you
Piano
cooked?
Hub.
Yeah.
You cooked there,
Did
man.
that.
I
Did
want to
that.
talent la. There's talent in this
There's
section.
That
talent.
is true.
But before we
talent.
start, you guys know Lapha Makhaya too. We're not gonna open a thread nyana, see what the internet is up to. Guys, me looking for threads is leading me to a deeper and darker hole because human beings are not nice people,
Oh, I
guys.
find out every day. No?
Let me show you what I read here today. So this is a thread I found somewhere.
Yeah.
What is the worst thing you have found on someone else's phone?
Oh.
Guys, ready?
Okay.
I have to be selective. I don't want to be cancelled. Wait, hold on.
Can't relate. Sorry.
Wait, not drama queen.
Every week, Palesa gets every week without fail.
Wenzani Palisa?
Nyakhuluma, then by a complain, I'm fit.
Let's go find out during the show.
I
dog.
do.
You'll see at some point in the show, you're gonna look at it and be like, yeah, this one's
No,
a,
today
this
I'll
one's a
be
clip.
well behaved.
That's a lie.
Now I'll jump over the table.
Oh, Benjamin.
Sialwa.
I'm kidding.
What's the worst thing you found on someone's phone? This one is quite straight to the point. And this one said, I found I love you text on my mom's phone to my boyfriend's dad
Oh.
while my parents are still together.
Oh. Wait,
Okay.
so the boyfriend's. Hey.
But they like in-laws.
Yeah?
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
I
Why
love you text
jumping-
to your in-laws.
Oh.
Boyfriend, in-laws plus marriage, guys.
Okay, yeah, so it's not that deep then.
I don't think it's that deep.
Yeah, it's not that deep. If they're not married, it's not that deep.
If you found out, that your man is texting
My
your
man.
mom,
My man.
I mean,
My man.
imagine I found I love you text on my dad's phone. Going to my hand. I love you text.
Yeah.
No,
wait,
but
wait.
your
No.
handsy mom.
But what type of I love you is this? Is it?
The ones with hearts and eggplants and
Keep it
peaches.
Oh.
Plants.
I feel like it was read out of context.
Yes, in the family.
Because it could have just been a normal love.
Guys, you're normalizing BS, to be fair.
I'm
We're
just-
not-
I'm just saying, no,
we're not
So you're allowed to
normalizing.
have a relationship with your in-laws.
We're just looking at all perspectives.
Yeah.
Exactly, because you
Because-
jumped
yeah.
to the conclusion that
That we are.
Exactly.
Bayamudla says there on the side.
That's
So
Hey,
what
guys,
trauma do you have to jump to that?
Defend the victim. Kabanga ubaba kakdlela. Kabanga ubabako akdlela. What you gonna do? Okay, let's say when now you find out that ubaba kamuntu wakho wakufuna. What would you say?
That would be awkward.
You see, I'm feeling awkward for this person because now I'm thinking.
Oh.
That's tough.
Okay, here's a funny question. Here. Would you tell if one of your parents was cheating?
Never. Well, it depends on the parents.
If
Depends
one
on
of
the
your parents is
parents,
cheating,
yes.
on
Depends on the parent.
Yeah,
Depends on the parent.
depends.
Yes.
Elaborate.
No, but if my mom is cheating, like girl,
She's just.
we can.
you-
Yeah, she's going through a lot.
Yo, like, kinda
But if
hear
my
that.
dad is,
Yeah.
like, hey girl,
Gong, 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 breaking news.
No, guys. Wait.
I land with that as well.
You.
Fully.
Because chances are, if my mom is cheating, she's probably cheating with one person. But if my dad is cheating, by 5.
by 5.
But also, I don't even think the quantity matters.
quantity
I think
matter.
the favorite.
So you guys would
parent will
defend the
get
moms
special
over the
treatment.
dad?
Any day.
Mama
Yes.
young turned. I mean, my dad left.
Aye.
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh.
Oh, young flag. Oh.
Dad left you.
Even crowd. That's why. Okay.
Your dad left you on scene.
Sorry.
He did. He went to go get milk.
Damn,
But
girl.
God gave me a stepdad, so shout out to him. Love him.
Shout out, my nigga.
If you found him cheating on your mom, what would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Manje good trick.
How is it trick? Because you're gonna defend your mom earlier.
I feel like if they're both cheating on each other, then you just snitch. Just say, you too.
Sort your shit out.
Sort it out.
Find out both parents are
But
cheating.
if it's mom, you look the other way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Naturally.
I feel like if it was my biological dad, I won't lie. I'm video calling everyone I know and then going to SAPC to ask for a segment to talk about it.
What Bulakaya level are you on right now?
Oh, I hate that man.
Usapila mara.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
Yo, dad, wherever you are, DJ Caesar is on the come up. Okay.
Yes, he's a cutter.
Don't try and pull a Doja Cat on us here and come back and be like, oh, mntana musamelika. Uhambile. Uhlulekile kumsiza.
Oh.
Get it?
We get it. We get it. It landed. It did.
Next.
It landed. Now, I mean, if I find my dad cheating, I wouldn't snitch on him, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your mom?
Eh?
And your mom?
I'd snitch.
Why?
Your favorite parent is your dad.
Both of them are my favorites.
Yeah, but
So why would you snitch on your mom?
Because why are you asking me this question? Because imagine, bro, your mom is for the streets. Nah.
So you'd rather your dad be for the street?
Who would you want to be off the streets, mom or dad?
Off the streets.
Neither.
You just said you would snitch on your mom.
Regardless of whether I'm snitching or not, you just asked me who I want to be on the streets.
I'd never want to have a whole mom. I'm sorry, bro.
A whole
You'd rather
mom
have
is
a whole
crazy.
I'd rather a whole dad.
You know what?
Yes.
It's fine. Let's stop arguing. Please give us the next one.
What would you rather? Okay, I think Ooh, we.
What's the worst thing you found on someone's phone?
Yeah, let me just cook here fast. Actually, what's the worst thing you've seen on someone's phone? That's actually a good question, to be fair.
No, Shem, I don't go through people's phones.
What?
Yo, don't ever do that. I
What?
really
Me
don't.
too, actually.
Do it.
I don't.
Don't.
I can't even think of anything. Worst
Like there's
thing.
nothing sus you've seen on someone's phone by mistake.
Like a young text,
maybe
young-
next in a taxi, like you just kancane nje
Unless it's like maybe a nude here or there.
Yeah.
on someone's phone.
Yes. And
I think the worst thing I saw was like a chain of dick pics, but like different colors.
Chain.
Sorry?
Chain.
Yeah.
Explain. I thought.
Like chain is in. So
What
it was.
the hell?
No, listen. Let me land. So it was one of those like you're sleeping and the person sleeping next to you. So you know how sometimes people wake up early, they're on their phone, they swipe.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
So as this person is swiping, right, I just see white, black, Indian, albino, just dicks in a chain.
So, quick question. How
Dicks
did
in
you
a chain.
just, like,
how did you know?
how
what-
did you know it was an Indian dick?
Yeah?
Eh?
Yeah?
What?
Shanli Kari Maramoto. Namaste.
This is why I got cancelled every week.
It was just why you could just ethnic dicks. This is all I saw, and I was just like, I saw it. I'm like, yeah,
Bro, speaking of cancellation, I know we're gonna just see my mind. I don't want to forget. You read the whole Farida story, Mos.
Oh yeah, the thing.
Farida, yeah, she's being cancelled by the deaf community
Why?
because they did a skit, right? PNC, they did a skit, and part of the skit there was,
Do it.
right? I want to be cancelled. So
There was Ing.
So she did a skit. You know how you like you impersonate a deaf person, like how you impersonate any type of person. Now, mind you, context. These people are comedians on the show. There's a skit that's been written. They acted it out, and then I think what's her name is Uyanda Mbuli. She came out and she came guns blazing. So Mizi was in the comments saying, "Yeah, Vele Vele, we need to stand up for this."
Yeah.
I don't know how this feels like. It feels like more of an attack on Farida because it's a network.
Yeah.
That wrote the Chandis.
Yeah.
Fully.
She just was there acting it out. So how do you feel about that? How do you feel about comedians kind of like being censored in a sense? Or is comedy actually going to die? Because in South Africa, you're not safe.
I mean, look, I think it's a matter of because none of my comedians, joking isn't this a sensitive?
Ish.
But
Isn't
it's
this-
comedy, bro.
If you don't
But
laugh,
then
you'll
where
cry.
Where do you draw the line?
So
There
let's say
has
I'm a
to be-
comedian, right? Let's say I'm a
Yes.
comedian and I've got a set where I have to reenact maybe
Mandela going to jail.
Mandela going to jail
Yes.
or maybe do some Russian accent or Indian accent. I don't think that's being mean. So you're telling me deaf people don't have comedy? You are asking for the comments, Wayne. You are really asking for it.
No.
But you get what I mean. though.
I do.
So my question is, how far is comedy gonna go now? Because every single thing, and I don't think Farida she meant it in a bad way. It was
Yeah,
a
no,
comedy
no.
skit. So is there a line when coming to such things like?
I think there isn't, but there should be.
You think there isn't?
I think there isn't. No.
Okay.
I don't think there is. Because obviously people joke about any and everything, especially in South Africa.
Yeah.
But
Literally everything is a joke.
Everything is a joke. But I think there should be a line. I mean, people go through stuff,
I agree.
and it's.
I agree.
Don't deaf people deserve comedy? Because let's say deaf and we're all of
Mara-
us here.
Mara-
We are quarrying Des on his height.
No,
We're
no,
having
no.
a great time as a machite. Samlacha. We come to you, saglacha ngama eyelash, saglacha. And then when we come to you, we skip you. And then it's gonna be like, ooh, why did you skip me? Because
So okay, wait. So the skit, she was impersonating deaf people.
yeah.
Yes.
So do you think deaf people are gonna find that funny?
To be honest, because it wasn't actual sign language. in the skits. That's what I think raised the hoo-ha.
So then how do you say then deaf people don't deserve comedy?
They do, but then some other people found it funny.
No, I mean, like,
Because
how
the
do you contextualize that question then? Because obviously,
No, you
Farida,
said don't deaf people deserve comedy.
but that comedy isn't for deaf people.
But comedy is
It's
for
about
everyone.
deaf people.
Like, bro, if I'm in an audience, right,
Yes.
and there is a deaf guy in front,
Yes.
right, I'm gonna ask the guy a question. I'm like, brother, why are you sitting in front? Because at this point, when I can't see, even if at the back, you know, there's someone there with glasses
can't
at the
see?
back. A blind person.
You
Front seat of a comedy show.
You said deaf person.
Oh, I meant to say blind. Sorry,
I'm like, you
correction.
can't see. I'm like, what?
Sorry, I meant to say blind person. If
Yeah.
there's a blind person at a comedy show, and me as a comedian, I'm gonna be like, my brother, why are you taking space for the people who actually expect? Because they have partial sight. When I move a dog,
Yeah.
But you know what?
you
I've
get what I'm saying?
realized, though?
See, is that a joke or not?
It's a joke. But you know what? Okay, I think
It is a joke.
we
But
can
I-
joke. Okay,
It is a
always.
joke, but I think it wouldn't be funny to the blind
He
person.
came to a comedy show.
Okay, I mean,
And you should expect that's my
Oh.
whole point. In the context of comedy, right?
Yes.
People are laughing at each other. We're laughing about other things.
Absolutely.
Like you can make, for example, I've heard a lot of foreign jokes, right? And I'm just like, yeah, well, some of this shit is funny. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie, it
Yeah.
is. They might be talking about my people, but it's funny.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Same thing with maybe disabled people, midgets, whatever
Yeah.
you want to say. Like every community has something in that community they can laugh about.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now I think when it came to this situation, had it been a deaf person who
Made a joke about a very normal, fully
deaf
functional
person experience,
Absolutely.
then the deaf will be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I think
So you're telling me if there's a deaf stand-up comedian, they can't make jokes about normal people?
no,
No. But Ntana, that's what I'm trying to find the line.
yeah,
here.
yeah. So
Do
the
you
line
think-
is the tricky
Do you
part.
guys think then maybe as an audience we can be too sensitive when it comes to comedy?
Yes.
Very
Yeah, I agree.
selective in terms of like what we do find funny and what we
we do
don't.
not.
Because remember that trend where they were like, when my abusive partner
Oh yes.
says he wants to give me lunch and comes with a knuckle sandwich, something like that. That is making fun of GBV.
yes, absolutely.
So is that funny?
You made him
You
laugh.
know what?
You asked
know
her.
what?
I'm holding it in. I'm
It's a
holding
line,
it
bro.
in.
I think
There
the
has
line
to
is
be
in
a
and out.
line.
You know what I'm
Dark
saying?
humor doesn't really do well, no?
Yeah, I think that's just what
Dark
it
humor
is.
is my favorite, yo.
Like
But
me making fun of someone who's short. I don't think that I'm just discriminating on his height.
You are.
You see, short-tempered people, like I want them short temper.
I don't know.
Sorry,
man.
that was on my
Yeah.
mind, but I was just trying to figure out. And by the way, at home, don't get me wrong. I was just asking in context with where we're going as comedy, and yes, I mean, if the deaf society feels like, you know what, we should be more educated on these things, and if you're gonna make a skit about sign language, maybe at least learn one thing or two.
Yeah.
But also, we're talking about a country that had a guy sign for Barack Obama in this country, and he was
He did. This was
the whole government hired that guy. And Barack Obama was here, my brother, and that guy was just here.
Do they not like vet these people before like hiring them?
Possibly not.
But also,
Clearly,
He probably got out with the vetting process because
Possibly
deaf,
not.
right? He was just like, but we are yazinto yakhe.
yazinto
Ngena la."
He just started throwing gang signs like,
You can pull up the video if you find it, Nigel. But yeah, that's what that was on my mind. Sorry.
Yes.
So we're good to the yes, man.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about something quickly.
Yeah.
Which is justice for CweCwe. And unfortunately, 2 days ago, or not 2 days ago, let me just get the screenshots. So, NPA drops CweCwe's sexual assault case citing lack of evidence. On May 17th, the National Prosecuting Authority, or the NPA, announced its decision not to prosecute anyone in the CweCwe sexual assault case, citing insufficient evidence. We don't have to read the rest. Insufficient evidence. Really. And then on top of that, we had a police commissioner who lied about taking DNA from the principal and then came out and said, well,
Yeah.
psych.
yeah.
I don't have much to say because obviously, I mean, the last time we spoke about this, I broke down and I don't want to break down today. But it's, yeah, I'm losing hope in terms of the justice system in this country.
Yeah.
It's sad that people who have been in this position, there are many CweCwe's around the world, around South
Absolutely.
Africa, that don't have the courage to speak on it. Luckily, she had her mother to do that. But they haven't had the courage to speak about this because the woman never wins. The child never wins. A case right now just came out of a boy who was murdered and raped and found in a building. I'm not sure where this was, but it is so disheartening. You want to continue fighting, but it's a losing fight, unfortunately. I hate South Africa. I hate how, as women and children, we're not protected. And even men that go through this as well. Let's not be dense to the fact that there are men who actually get assaulted. We're living in a simulation.
Yeah, it's really
I hate
unfortunate.
it. Yeah.
How old was the boy again? Please remind me.
8, or let's say between 8 and 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, very young.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I remember I made a video about this CweCwe case. And I said, you know, what I'm glad about with this case is that it is of national and even international interest.
Absolutely.
So everybody's watching what's happening. Everybody knows about it. So everybody's waiting to see what exactly is the South African justice system going to do about this case. Because remember, gender-based violence, abuse against children, against women, anyone, it's sort of a hush-hush in the country. It's only that one case that gets, you know. So with this one, it was major. And I was like, because in my mind, I'm thinking, since it's so of international and national interest, it will put pressure on the justice system to do the right thing or to do what's according to the law.
Yeah.
But clearly not, which is so unfortunate
It
because you're failing to even protect children. As a child, she wasn't wearing anything provocative. She was in
Exactly.
school, on school grounds with all the other children. So there's no excuse to say, what were you wearing? Or why were you at whatever, because those are...
Why did you provoke
Why
this
did you
person?
provoke? Because those are normally the excuses, unfortunately, for dismissing such cases.
Yeah.
But this is a child. So it's unfortunate that even a little baby can't receive justice.
It sucks.
It really is.
It really sucks.
So crazy because it's like
It really
with
is.
everything that you've said now. You know, normally they would dismiss these type of cases because of said reasons A, B, C, D, E.
Absolutely.
But now there's none of that, and yet still you drop it. You know, like I think when the whole thing came out, it was looking like, okay, cool. Now we are doing the right thing. Justice is coming. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? No, when I heard the news, I was like, yeah, no. You know when you're just like, you have nothing to
Yeah.
say, bro. Because now you think about this little girl, probably traumatized out of her mind. The mom, I don't even know, bro.
They will never be the same again.
Dog,
Ever.
knowing that this country has failed them.
What do you guys think the problem is? Is it like the justice system higher up there, the police can't do their work, or there's too much corruption, there's bribery,
everything you've mentioned.
folders of files, they disappear, I mean dockets, I mean like what do you think is the source of the problem?
Within the justice system.
Yes, like what do you think happens? Because I think this is some scary stuff, guys. A child, do you think maybe there should be like harsher sentences for people who have specifically sexual cases?
Absolutely.
Or yeah?
I think the death penalty has to come back. And I'm not even joking.
Mara, chop the totolos, bruh.
That's
You know, I
fine,
was
but
thinking
then
that-
sexual assault doesn't just happen because of penetration
Facts.
from
Yeah.
a penis.
Yeah.
There are so many
Mara sna
other
totolos
ways.
akase kwa half. Think
Have you
about
met
it.
men? Have you met assaulting oaks?
True, you have a point. You have a
So you
point.
cut fingers.
If you're caught stealing, cut an arm.
I don't
If
know,
you're
I feel
caught
like
stealing,
some punishment.
cut
guys,
it to lose.
death penalty has to come back. I'm being so serious because at this point we've exhausted all our options.
And don't you think there'll be corruption even with a death sentence? Like people will escape death sentence, for example.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You can never win in this country.
Yeah, no, it's a,
You
yeah.
can imagine the people in parliament were holding a whole conversation about MacG and Monaka and Minnie Dlamini's whole saga, but they've never sat down to talk about CweCwe.
Shit.
Yeah.
How are you so invested, Hore? Yeah, hey, MacG, it's saying that Minnie, it's doing a what? And then what about the poor child who's waiting for justice? Her mother is spending money to try and get people to talk about this allegedly. But regardless, they're waiting.
So you're saying prominent big figures in the country are not really highlighting this thing? I think as a country, we like more gossip type of stuff. And then the serious stuff we just mice. Because I promise, in this country, bro, the most random stuff will be trending. And I'm just like, guys, sneaking is ning. Like, a lot of problems. So is it like how we as humans are kind of like highlighting the wrong things? And, you know, we'd rather talk about someone who's dating someone there in Russia, there in South Africa, or cheating on someone, than saying, guys, actually, there should be marches. This generation about march, boy. They don't march. Like I think the people, the generation of 1976 is sitting there somewhere and they're thinking to themselves, what did we fight for?
No.
Is it? Do you think we have more of a fight now than before?
We do. And I've said this before. Again, we do. When we talk about social injustice, when we talk about rights for LGBT, rights for women, service delivery, the people who are in the forefront marching, that's the youth, that's young people. It is. It's just that we're not given a voice enough to speak.
Yes.
Why is it so? Why? Okay, even if there is a voice, why are those voices not heard?
Because I think a lot of the time youth comes with change. They come with a fresh perspectives.
It's different.
It comes with different. But if you look at the government, it's older people.
Literally.
If you look at just the government that's ruling the country, so older people. So when a youth comes with a fresh perspective, it's sort of intimidating. Because it's like, this is how we've done things all along, and you coming with these ideas.
Yeah.
Who do you think you are?
So the voices are not being heard; they're just being silenced.
At all. If you look at them, the
they
youth
do
is
make it look like they're giving the youth a chance. Hey, you ever
They
see
do.
it? You ever see ANC Youth League? These youth leagues, these what?
Yeah.
They take them to events. But when you really think about
Mind you,
it,
the leaders of the youth league are not even in the youth.
Bro,
Mira
absolutely.
lang.
they tasted apartheid.
Like for me, it's like I'm not really much into politics and what's happening. Obviously, because I'm a South African citizen, I can see what's going on. It's so scary, man. That what gets to me the most is that how come that we are very vocal about things that don't change the youth. Us as a youth, we vocal as things that really we're just like, guys. Guys, guys, so do you think young people, as much as we have a voice, are very selective as to what kind of things they do, they charge for? Let's say fees must fall, justice for CweCwe's.
Absolutely.
Couldn't we take ourselves more seriously for the older people there in parliament to take us seriously? Because there's auto trend that dog more than justice for CweCwe's. And that's just, is it programming? Is it just we laugh through the pain? Because at the end of the day, guys, we can't be just surface level these conversations. We must really talk
about it.
We are the problem to some
High
extent.
key.
High key.
That is true. I think I have to agree with that. I think I have to agree with that. But again, there has to be room for change.
Fact.
All the time. I mean, you can't speak about change and not allow people who bring change to do it.
Yeah.
As I said again, even on social media, we're the ones starting the hashtag.
Yeah.
We're the ones, campaigning on the streets. We're the ones that are there. But I guess to some extent, it's only a few that really care about social change, and the rest care about
Social
stuff.
And some people care about going to a different country. They're telling us we all 49 of them. First of all, Trump and his Trump. Before we get on this topic, right? Trump, who apparently that guy said, "Hey, I've got a 5-room house. I left my cars there in South Africa, and now I have to come here." My brother, Ubizoban.
what were you doing?
And also, Elon.
We don't claim him. Sorry.
What's this thing about this white people genocide going on here? I don't know what he's talking about, to be honest.
Allegedly. Not even allegedly, bro. It's like he said. So the American government, right, had this idea that there's a white genocide happening and racial discrimination against Afrikaners specifically. Afrikaner farmers, but we're just going to bubble up as Afrikaners. So what they said is, hey, listen, we'll give you refugee status, right? And you can come all the way here, all expenses
Wait,
paid.
so they can't come back.
I mean, they
can.
Can.
Apparently, they won dual citizenship.
Yeah.
So they've got citizenship in America and still have here. So if they want to come back, they can.
So when they went, they went 49 out of, I saw there were 1,000 applicants, but only 49 went. And out of those 49, I don't think any of them are farmers, right? Dude, they rocked up there. These are the cleanest refugees I've ever seen with iPads, onesies,
iPhones.
the iPhone
Farmers
ecosystem.
can't have iPads.
Oh, whoa. For what? What are you doing? Unless you're playing Farm Simulator or something like that. I don't know.
gosh.
So, bro, they go there, and then now, initially when they arrived, they were put in a church, right? So they're staying in a church, allegedly. And Trump said, okay, there's going to be housing for you guys. My thing is, if none of them can farm, what was the point of bringing them? I mean, yes, they can go get jobs and stuff like that. But with that accent, where are you going to work?
Yeah. And the thing is, the funny thing is, I saw thing this morning that Cyril Ramaphosa has made his way to the US. I don't know if he's landed, but he's made his way there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so Cyril lapha.
I'm sorry, but can I just say something quickly while you're doing what you're doing?
Yeah.
He can go to the USA, but he cannot speak on behalf of victims. Sharp.
Mara, maybe he's going
spoke.
to set the record straight.
Go America.
There's
Yeah,
no
it says,
genocide.
yeah,
we
this-
don't care. If they left, let them leave.
Also,
let me read this article fast. So it says, the Daily Maverick reported, it says, Ramaphosa, Trump, and the search for an accord with the US. So Cyril has taken a trip to the US this week, which obviously has the potential to emerge as either a high point or low point in his presidency. It's not just that the stakes are high. President Donald Trump unpredictably will make this a difficult encounter. So
You went uninvited.
I'm telling you right now, there is some beef between Cyril and Trump that we don't know about. Because it's not the first time Trump is coming for us this year. And
I
then
hear that, but it's like Cyril is like a teacher's pet. To
yeah, you
America.
cupcake.
To America.
Cupcake usinika ama mask during load shedding. Load shedding during COVID.
You know, I looked at you and I was like, let me let you land.
Koninte off, but I
then
hear what you're saying.
Calling the
about
off
the
there, but
beef.
that's what that is, man. I don't understand like what's going on. But
You had something about, I don't know if it was you, BBL culture is dying.
Oh yes, guys.
do you have a BBL today?
Oh, ganja.
Oh, nyabuza.
Because body
kinda
tea. Body tea.
No, nyabuza, because these
So-
days you must ask. Is it real?
I wouldn't ask.
You wouldn't ask.
Nah, I don't mind.
It's a question. We're on a BBL conversation. I just needed to know. Do you have a BBL?
What was your problem?
Do I have a BBL?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Because the thing is,
So no, are you asking just to cover?
no, I'm asking. I was gonna ask everyone.
Ask this.
Just do you have a BBL?
Yes. So what were you gonna say about BBL? Where did
I
that come
think
from?
just like scrolling through TikTok, right? And I'm realizing there's a new culture of like skinny talk, right? So skinny side of TikTok.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And I saw a few videos of some women that actually got BBLs, and they were like, "This is not the in thing anymore." They're getting their things dissolved. I don't know the
Like
fat.
the bums are being
Yes. And they're all trying to lose weight and be like tiny, petite, because BBL is out and skinny is in. So now I'm thinking about it because the amount of people that have gotten BBLs, guys, I really want to know from the people that do watch this podcast if you think this is the truth. Because like obviously BBL Needly, yeah, that's the type of woman I want. This, that, and the third. Now it's like, ugh.
What do you think about BBLs, bro? What do you think about BBLs?
I think it's freedom of choice for your body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And I think it's so fascinating to me, like the idea of being able to change certain things about your body. I think it's so fascinating.
I agree. But also me on the other side, I'm just like, But also like God gave you this body also, the way it is.
Yes.
I know this conversation can go.
Sometimes we are
But you won't see me trying to get
guys. Mudimu taufa.
Talk you have beautifully and fearfully and wonderfully made.
Amen.
Bro.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Mara, there's something missing.
Hey, cause
Like
I
what?
want a bunda, so I'm gonna pay for it.
Do you know the thing glows in the dark?
Sorry.
BBL glows in the dark.
If you put a flashlight on a BBL or something transparent in the dark, put a flashlight direct like this, you switch off the lights.
Back shows will be
Prince
entertaining.
BBL King. Kopari we
I see le ba kenyang
So why does it flash in the
Ke plastic or ke silicone ka mola man.
Modimo wa kgotso.
Am I lying? Like scientifically, that makes sense. If you have silicone in there, it's like if
It depends. Some BBLs, it's a liposuction or something.
I think it's
mafura
fat
net.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Fat transport from your body.
But think about it. Glow in the dark.
Sorry for being uneducated, people. That's why we're here. We're here to learn. Yeah.
Glow in the dark back shots. That shit's crazy.
Nah.
When I was in Ansega,
No, I saw a video of these two girls standing. They said difference between real and fake. So they were doing boobs, born a boy too. So like for them, they both jumped, and you saw the original going. And then you saw the fake one just going.
Oh no!
And then they did all these other things just to show what the difference is. And then they took a flashlight and then switch off the lights and put on here. And then the other one was normal, just see veins and stuff. That one just see. Kuru kariki ring light. Yeah, but I mean, look, not for me. I mean, personally, I wouldn't change anything about me. And I'm not saying people shouldn't. I think it's difficult to have these conversations because some people like me, I believe that sometimes God made us the way we are and we should really love ourselves. But doesn't mean that when you do it, you don't love yourself. So I'm betting for both sides, and also I'm trying to stay away from cancel culture because PD war jaja. So I'm just saying, for me personally, I feel different about it. I don't have a beard. I don't think I'll ever get a BBL for faces. I'm just fine here. Or beard implant, gay.
I don't mind them. BBLs, no BBLs. As long as it looks good in the dress, go crazy. Do what you want to do.
But I feel like, in terms of bodies in general, I think as a society we've become so, I don't know what word to use, but like when it comes to real bodies, I don't think we're as welcoming as we are versus BBLs.
Doesn't it start with self-love, Tomam? Doesn't everything start with self? I'm not saying when you adjust something, you don't love yourself, but there has to be something that you are personally are not happy about with either your physicality or anything. I mean,
true, but how do you then get to a point of self-love when it's such a cultural thing to body shame, like in black families?
Oh yes. Oh Jesus.
So cool, Pele. So growing up with those sort of notions. So then how do you get to a point of self-love when it comes to your body? It's really difficult.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, I get where you guys are going, but also it starts with you guys. Self-love is literally in the name.
You can love yourself, that's fine. But the thing is, we are a body within society.
Yeah.
You know?
And your thoughts are definitely going to do something when you hear people say certain things about certain bodies and how they look and this, that, and the third. Yeah. And we know the whole conversation around social standards of beauty.
Absolutely.
You want to fit in. You want to look like someone who will be accepted in society.
Absolutely.
So you will do things that make you feel like you're accepted. Like, how many women have had breast reductions or whatnot because they...
Helen Ziller.
Okay, girlfriend.
You asked for an example.
Sorry.
She has a boob job.
She did? Looking at her breast while kissing her.
Huh?
So then now to how you started this conversation, now you're saying people are saying out with the BBLs or we in with the new now. Now we went natural. So you see, now imagine you have 10 years this BBL going on or a breast implant, the silicone, it's there. Now society, the one that you live for, is saying, you know what, we'll change our mind. Yeah, because now they say, we'll change our mind, Shem. Stella ma conros na ma afro. Steli shwapa.
Yeah.
Says Vumi shwapa pambili. Honey boobless, bo flat chest, bo out yarina, rababat. And then what happens then?
It's either you dissolve it
But because you can't keep changing your appearance based to social standards.
Yeah.
So
but
it's exhausting.
People have done that.
No, it's a lot. I'm saying people have done it. But I'm just saying as an individual, that can be so taxing, bro. Because now let's say you've fallen in love with the wigs, the what, and then we're like, okay, cool, we're going back. Right? You love that side of you now. Now you must transition into this thing. You're going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be terrible. Yeah. It's going to be a lot of things.
I get today's. But let's talk about you for a bit. we all love you from social media.
Oh, thank you.
And
I didn't know that.
you do absolutely amazing stuff. Content creation is really where it's at right now. And you're one of the creators who has found a way from our screens all the way to the big screens. You've been on Netflix.
I try.
Phila kamnandi, yazi.
To be on Netflix and saying, I tried.
Mzansi magic.
We have another
tried.
Netflix star in the building.
Ibhayo yakho ithi we social activist.
Yes.
We philanthropist.
Yes.
What does it mean to somebody who doesn't know this deep English?
No lie. When you see activists are God. I can have example. What?
Philanthropy.
What's that?
Nitanya guys.
Yes.
Binga.
Turn that down.
Thank you.
Down.
Numbers don't lie. Yeah, numbers
kidding.
don't lie.
I'm kidding. Philanthropy work. It's basically it's what I'm really trying to get into. In varsity, I studied political science, politics and governance. And so now that I've ventured into a creative space, I really want to use my platform to bring about meaningful change and make an impact, especially for my community, the queer community, women. And in anything that I do, I always say, I'll never, ever, 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 ever forget Black women specifically, because they mean a lot to me.
Yeah.
And so I will always advocate for anything in that realm.
So now, from the screen to the TV, how is it different on a real set? Because when you're at home, to your ring light, to do your towel,
Yes.
your pinifa,
Yes.
and then now you are on a set. There's a casting call, there's a call sheet, there's makeup,
There's
there's
water,
crew,
donuts.
there's water, there's these gowns you wear during.
Makeup.
Like, what's the difference, and what would you say the growth is? Like, where do you see the growth from phone screen to TV screen?
I mean, there's a huge difference. Obviously, with content, you're in control, right? It's your creative endeavors and your ideas. Now, on a set, there's a whole bunch of people who can control. Things change, and you just have to adjust to that. So, for me, I've always been an actor, growing up. It's what I've always wanted to do. When I watched one of my favorite icons, on television, it was always a matter of, I want to do that, but how do I get there? Because obviously when you come from a Black family, if you want to study anything,
Acting, Jay.
creative,
Creative.
they like, Ash, please go and find something a bit more sustainable. Rightfully so, because I guess the industry can be a bit unsustainable.
And selfish.
1000%.
Right? And there is a dark side to it that everybody knows about,
Don't ask Fag. What dark side? What dark side? Let me know the darkness.
the general consensus is that the industry there's drugs, there's is it unresponsibility or irresponsibility? Irresponsibility, my bad. Irresponsibility. There's a whole lot of things.
GD parties.
You know what I mean? All those things. So our parents see all of that and they're like, my child, do you want to go there? Please find another route. So that's when I went to varsity and I studied political science and governance. And then when I came out, I was like, okay, here's your degree, guys. Now I want to do what I actually want to do.
Yeah.
And fortunately enough, I did start TikTok or social media while I was in varsity. So I was building that. And by the time I came out, I already had something, sustainable for them to see as well, because it was also a matter of proving to them that I actually want to do this and I can. And that was successful. And so now I'm here. And for me now, it's a matter of learning all that I need to learn, because I didn't go to AFTA or anything like that.
I was gonna ask Kuti, has the numbers on your TikTok some kind of help, or the type of content you've been doing all throughout TikTok kind of helped you get into those rooms? Because someone else is like, if I can't get through auditions, maybe I can just start a TikTok page, content there, people will love me, see me for me, and then just casting call Zwagala, or do you still go for auditions? Like, how does it work when someone is transitioning from TikTok to mainstream TV?
Not in a direct sense, as you may think. Personally, I don't know, but personally, I don't get roles because of TikTok. I do have an agency. I go for auditions, just like everybody else. I get my fair share of no's and my yeses, just like every other actor. More no's than yeses, if anything.
Yeah, that's the industry.
Yes, you know what I mean? So now for me, as I was saying, it's a matter of learning all that I need to, because as I said, I don't really have like an educational background in acting or drama. So now it's a matter of going back and exposing myself to things like theater. I'm in a program right now. It's called Actor Spaces, where they harness.
Oh, love
right.
him.
I'm in that right now. We're graduating from that soon. So it's been such a great experience. So I'm learning quite a lot. Even on set, I ask so many questions, and I think for me, I'm so fortunate because I always work with people that are so welcoming. They're always like, it makes sense why you're here. We've been seeing your content, right? So it makes sense why you're here. We knew that one day this is your trajectory. So it's a matter of that for me.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I know you do music also. Look, man, I just want to touch on these things because there's somebody who's looking at you, a kid at home, loves what you do. Sometimes they feel like, I'm not enough. Also, the only way I can be on TV is if I'm on TikTok.
Yeah.
Do you get that? Abantu baknyata, bakbiza a TikToker instead of an actor or a creative or a musician, because people tend to think when you're calling me a TikToker, ungenza ngifeel snacks. My brother, I am a TikToker. Do you think I'm ashamed of being a TikToker? You're playing games. You're playing games, yeah.
No, I don't feel some type of way of that. I always say that despite everything else that I do, because I've ventured into so many things, I'll never not be a content creator because I've given my all to it. I really have. It's hard work creating content. So I've spent so many hours and months and years doing this. So I can't not be that. So if you call me that sharp, that's what I am.
And that's because sometimes people say it in a sense of, how do you feel about industry people saying that, they must stop hiring these content creators. We went to after, we paid thousands and thousands of rands, inviting to events. How do you feel about those kind of conversations, man?
I think I was having this conversation with someone at the time, and I said, I get it. As an artist or as an actor or whatever it is, you're very sensitive about your work because it sort of feels like, for example, if you want to be a doctor, you have to go and study for 7 years. It's pain and tears and whatever for you to get that degree and you to be certified into going into a hospital institution and working. So you can't just wake up and say, I'm a doctor.
Unless you're Dr.
We had one during COVID. Dr. Matthew.
Unless you're
But in a serious sense, you can't just wake up and say, no, I'm a doctor. You have to go.
He made money, so you can.
Yep.
I guess.
And also the president, my brother.
So for a lot of actors, it feels like a stab in the back, especially when you went to an educational institution and you studied your degree and you worked hard for it, and now fitlamutu from again.
You know what?
So it does feel sensitive. But
I hear you, bro. But you know what's weird? I think people think we just put our phones there and record. You have to harness the skill, man. It's a content creation.
I get that.
Hence why I say yes, I get it. But you don't get roles based on your content creation, and I'll tell you why. I don't know if you guys watch any South African shows right now.
Shaka 11 season 2.
If
in some generations,
who are the influencers and content creators there?
No.
Give me like maybe 3 shows where influencers and content creators are playing leads or support roles or whatever it is. Because normally what happens is maybe they'll get an influencer for like a cameo role where they play themselves, right? So that makes sense.
Yeah.
But which roles are influencers and content creators occupying so much so that we can say that influencers and content creators are taking over the acting industry?
You've got Primo, you've got Alfie doing the Umjolo series on Netflix,
Okay.
killing it. By the way,
that
shout out to Alfie.
on the river who used to play Doomy.
But again, we can't shy away from the fact that there's a lot of creatives on social media. We can't get away from that fact because for a lot of us, like for example, my story. Yes, I've always known that I wanted to be an actor, so I exercised that on social media, right? And so now that I've grown and I've gotten the opportunity to get into the industry, I didn't get that because of my social media. I go for auditions and I get the role like everybody else does.
I think, so I'm in the position where I actually went to school.
Yes.
And I have a honors degree in performing arts.
Wait, Nana.
Jesus.
Nice.
Whole time give Buturu drop out with it.
So now that you've put some clarity on the matter, I won't lie. Like whenever I would see people I watch on social media, all of a sudden, big role. I won't lie. When I saw the character Yatumi on the river,
Yes.
because according to my knowledge, she studied an LLB.
Okay.
I get to be Lang.
Okay.
But I was so upset because I'm like, I went to school for this.
Yes.
I did the work.
Yes.
Even outside of that, I was going to auditions, going to agencies, doing all of that. And then you go and you audition for a role.
Okay.
And then one of the first episode of something. It's theirs. Why didn't I get that?
receive.
So with that, I think from my perspective, it was a thing, it's because this person has followers. And it's not like they're harnessing or nurturing their talent the way that I did. And I feel like it low-key gave me a sense of entitlement. Because, like you're saying,
I was thinking it and you said it.
There are creators like yourself who have shown, I can actually do this.
Yeah.
And it's fine because, Shapo, maybe in my head, I'm like, maybe the industry is oversaturated, but there's always space for someone. So I don't know. I think maybe it was coming from a place of jealousy, of like envy.
But can I
because,
agree
like,
with
why
you?
don't
Can I give
I
a
get the
point?
role?
Yeah.
Why does this person with so many followers get the role instead? So yeah, thank you for
Enlightening
sharing
us.
that. Yeah.
I just feel like the industry is changing.
I was gonna say the same thing.
That's just what I
Fully.
think. I think it's if we look at 20 years ago where content creation, yes, we did have content creators, but it wasn't as prominent as it is right now.
1000%.
Right now, you don't need to go to an acting school. Right now, you can, like as Tadeus did, he exercised. Then he still went for auditions. Some people are exercising, then they're being seen, and then they're taken. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's just like, bro, you know how many sound engineers there are who or people that produce
What are they
beats.
sound engineering?
They made beats at home. They learned from YouTube, and boom, now you got Metro booming.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just a thing of like, just adjust within the industry that you're in. If you want to be an actor, and eventually, what if at some point they just stop doing castings? Then they're like, we need to see some sort of profile.
Because there's
Social
exactly
profile.
dog.
Come take.
To add to your point,
Exercise
like
what's
TV,
social
done.
media.
TV is not as prominent as it was. We are in a forever changing world. Social media has really taken over. For many people, they watch every single thing on their phone, whether it's Netflix, Showmax, every single thing they're watching on their phone. Mainstream TV is not there. And I mean, I always ask this question for actors, right? Maybe you can help me answer this because we're gonna be gone soon. My question is, okay, Sharp, after students, everybody who's graduated from acting schools, why are you sitting at home and not using your camera?
I was actually going to say, because of like what Des is saying, things are changing. We all see everything is moving onto social media.
Absolutely.
So you have to use that platform.
Yeah,
You have
as
to.
best as you can.
You have to. And I say this to actors all the time because I think as an actor, you do have certain roles that you want to play.
1000%.
You do have like certain roles that you imagined for yourself growing up, even now. Exercise that on social media because the only time you get to act as an actor is when production says you hired for this job, come get into the. But you also have your own creative endeavors, so you can absolutely use social media
100%.
to exercise those creative
To
endeavors.
that point, you also do music, you sing, you do all these things, and I
I'm
didn't hear your music through a radio or somewhere. I heard you sing on TikTok,
Yes.
and then through there I was like, oh, there's a playlist. Untanga unomculo. It's like me telling me I want to be a rapper. Why are they giving these kids opportunities? Why want to rap with TikTok? Because we're the ones who are going to Scott's Mapuma, you, my brother.
Yeah.
You understand? So I feel
I
that
knew he was landing there.
everybody has to take responsibility for their craft, for their talent, for the gift from God, and do not expect handouts. Because you are my handouts as bulala. How many, bro? Do you know that I've auditioned for Idols 10 times, brother?
I'm gonna have to search for it.
10 times. You won't see me because I never made it.
That's
I would have won
Like
it. Yeah, like per year, there's like auditions across the country. So I
Was
would
it
go.
those ones that they don't put on the TV?
Listen, let me tell you how it happens with Idols. There's four stages to the audition process. So, the first one normally comes Yase Pitori. So I'd go to the Pitori auditions, try my luck, be there early, sing. Maybe by the second booth there in the singing booth, I didn't make it. Right? Then if I didn't make it, then I'm like, okay, next week is Joburg, so let me go audition. So imagine that 5 years in a row, twice a year you get rejected all the time. But here I am. I've got songs number Robot Boy, I've got songs number Mfanaga Koko, I've got songs, I'm working on music, I've released an EP. You go out there and do it yourself, because it's when you your degree goes up your bum crack that you start feeling entitled and saying, as in, I want this job, I
You
deserve.
were doing so well as a motivational
No, because the thing
speaker.
is,
And
bro,
then you just
somebody
talk
has
about
to,
ass
somebody
cracks.
has to say this to someone because it's entitlement to get qualified. Granted, yes.
Yes.
But then what are you doing with what you have? You know what I'm saying? The Bible says, faith without works is dead. So ngiyakuzwa ukuthi ugraduateile mara kunama graduates athengisa amagwinya at the robots. They're selling colognes, they're selling coffees.
Which is
They're-
sad.
That's
I
what I'm
won't
saying.
lie,
That
that's
person
really
said,
sad.
"Mfundile," but because I live in a country that has such a high rate of unemployment, I
Absolutely.
can't just sit there and be like, "Yeah, you promised us jobs." That's not my qualifications.
No,
That's
just
what I'm saying.
a quick thingy to the whole unemployment thing. I saw a thingy, a post on Twitter that said we have a youth unemployment rate of 800 million.
Damn.
In South Africa?
Yes.
Remember, we are less than that in this country.
Then it's 8 million.
8
I
million,
can say,
maybe, yeah, 8 million.
It's like 800
million.
million. Sorry!
I'm like, we're just 60 million.
I meant to say 8 million. I'm so sorry. 8 million people within the youth are unemployed.
Do you understand how this means? So, man, we've seen you do your thing, and we see you, pocketing yourself in everywhere in the space. We see you at events, we see you at Fashion Week, we see you doing music, and even when you do get these big roles, you still go back to the roots of how we knew you, how we found you. You're still doing great, man.
Thank you.
We're so proud of you.
Keep doing your thing.
Please
I
don't
tried.
stop.
Thank
We're
you
so
so
proud
much.
of you. So I know we're running out of time, and it feels like we've been here for a long time now.
No, it
Short time.
actually feels short.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
It feels short. So, Ndana, like, tell the people at home,
Yes.
there, right there, what are you busy with? What are you hoping to achieve this year? What is Tadeus going to be up to this year, man?
I am hoping to be more involved in philanthropy work, more involved in giving back, more
Yeah?
content, obviously. Yeah,
Giving what?
giving back.
To the community, Prince.
Oh,
I
I had to find clarity.
When ngicabanga ini and ngintshela ukuthi bengibuka lana.
No, uyafuna.
I'm as a comedian, I'm looking for an opportunity every time. Yes.
But yeah, absolutely, and more content. I am working on something right now on set. I'm shooting. It's been tiring, but yeah, and more music.
Yeah.
More music.
Especially musical
Please
covers.
feature.
Yes, I will.
Please do.
He's actually very, very talented.
Thank you.
There's one thing I want to discuss. How much time do you have? 1 minute?
We
We don't have time.
Up Close's event on the 25th of May and on the 7th of June, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to go down. DJ Scissors will be playing, Pdjokes will be emceeing, I'll be there being a bottle girl. We're about to rock. So yes, no, for real, this
You
is actually a real
invited,
thing.
you invited.
You invited.
Yeah, meaning-
Up
You
Close
invited.
family,
No,
everybody.
it's Isa.
No, for real.
Show.
The 25th of May at Campus Square in Oakland Park. Be
Oh,
there
nice.
or be told. We're going to have a lovely game.
You had the opportunity to say be there or be square. Campus
Wow.
square.
Wait.
What is your issue?
We're running out of time,
I'm
okay?
sorry. Yeah.
You didn't even know about the event.
It's been your boy, TD.
Oh,
It's been your boy,
and
Pdjokes.
7th of June at Hard Rock Cafe in Santon.
It's been your boy, Pdjokes. Got Tadeus Mbata, Desley, Palesa, DJ Caesar, producer, Simnand.
Love
Thank you,
Bye.
Cyril.
Bye.